Welcome to Biz Wire. I'm Joseph Nordstrom in Beijing. With many cities with some of the worst air quality in the world, China has announced plans to spend more than $300 billion to help clean up the country's notorious air pollution. Smog has been a major source of social discontent in China in recent years, with people much more aware of the health hazards. Officials said the money will be spent on reducing concentrations in the air of particles caused by burning coal and other fossil fuels that can cause lung damage. Across China, levels of those particles, known as PM 2.5, regularly exceed limits suggested by the World Health Organization. A state-run media report said officials aim to reduce PM 2.5 emissions in key cities, including Beijing, by about 25% of 2012 levels by 2017. The report did not provide details of how the targets would be met, only saying the plan would mean PM 2.5 concentrations in Beijing would reach about 60 micrograms per cubic meter by 2017. That would be a substantial improvement, but still several times above the WHO's limit of 25. Coal has been on the hot seat this year after a study released earlier this month by a U.S. scientific journal, which said the burning of coal is responsible for reducing life expectancy in the north of the country by more than 5 years. China is largely reliant on coal for power, and its consumption of fossil fuels grew rapidly in recent decades as the country's economy expanded to become the world's second largest. Even while greatly expanding alternative sources of energy like wind and hydroelectric power, China's coal consumption is expected to continue to grow. Beijing has set a target of raising non-fossil fuel energy use to 15% of its total consumption by 2020, up from 10% in 2010. Coal companies are also catching fire from civil society groups for contaminating and reducing supplies of groundwater. Environmental group Greenpeace is accusing the nation's largest coal producer, Shenhua, of illegally discharging toxic wastewater. A Greenpeace report said that a coal-to-liquid project operated by Shenhua near the city of Ordos in Inner Mongolia had drained millions of tons of groundwater since 2006, shrinking a nearby lake by some 62%. The report, released after a 5-month field investigation, comes as China is on a fast track to expand its water-intensive coal-to-chemicals industry. Greenpeace said at least 13 such projects were approved by the powerful economic planner, the National Development and Reform Commission, in the first half of this year. Greenpeace East Asia campaigner Deng Ping said the project has been hailed as an industry model with its self-claimed low water consuming and zero emissions technologies, but the damage speaks for itself. Greenpeace said it found the project was discharging wastewater containing high concentrations of toxic chemicals without proper treatment. Shenhua said the company took the allegations very seriously and would start its own investigations, but believes some of the environmental degradation could be due to a number of reasons, like reduced rainfall in the area. Many say the environment has been under assault for decades in China by mining and manufacturing interests that no one doubts holds considerable power within the government. But officials are not immune to public opinion, which has become much louder in the past few years, and with a bit more organization could influence environmental policy and, more importantly, enforcement. You're watching Biz Wire on the Blue Ocean Network. Stay tuned for more in Economic Insight.